Life is a journey, and it's important that we continue learning, growing, and living with intention. Sometimes we may find ourselves stuck in old habits, or stuck thinking there's no way forward. But the truth is, there's always room for improvement. I've seen firsthand how small changes in mindset and behavior can lead to a much more joyful, positive life. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. So, let's take a deep breath, settle in, and get ready to dive into these 10 life lessons that can truly make a difference. You deserve it. First, never stop learning as we go through life. It's easy to get comfortable in our routines, especially as we get older. We may feel like we've learned all there is to know, or that there's no need to expand our knowledge any further. But the truth is, learning doesn't have an expiration date. In fact, continuing to learn and grow can be one of the most rewarding aspects of life, regardless of age. It's important to always keep an open mind and stay curious about the world around us. Whether it's learning a new skill, picking up a hobby, reading a book, or even listening to a podcast, there's so much we can explore. One of the best things about the age we're in now is the access we have to information. Everything is at our fingertips. We don't have to go back to school to expand our knowledge. There are countless online courses, free tutorials, and resources to help us grow in any area of life that interests us. I remember just the other day, I was watching a fascinating documentary about the history of St. Augustine, Florida. I've lived here for a long time, but I never knew the depth of its history and cultural significance. I learned that it's the oldest city in Florida and was founded in a truly multicultural way. There's so much we can learn from history and the stories of those who came before us. And it's never too late to dive into these subjects. Learning isn't just about gaining knowledge, it's also about keeping our minds sharp and engaged. Studies show that lifelong learning can improve cognitive function, boost memory, and even help prevent cognitive decline. It's a great way to keep our brains healthy and active. Plus, it can give us a sense of purpose and fulfillment, especially when we learn something new that excites us. And it's not just about formal education. Don't forget to explore the world around you, attend a local lecture, visit a museum, or join a community group that shares your interests. Life is full of opportunities to learn and grow, and by seizing these opportunities, we can keep ourselves feeling vibrant and alive. So, no matter where you are in life, make it a priority to never stop learning. Your mind is a wonderful tool, and the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Plus, it's a great way to connect with others who share your passions, and it keeps life feeling fresh and exciting. Whether you're learning something small or big, remember that the pursuit of knowledge is always worth it. Second, don't hide your love. One of the most important things we can do for the people in our lives, especially as we age, is to show them love and appreciation. It's easy to assume that the people around us know we love them because we show it in our actions or spend time with them. But the truth is, we all need to hear it. Love is something that should be expressed, not just assumed. Too often, we hold back our feelings, thinking that saying, "I love you" is unnecessary or redundant. But those simple words can make such a huge difference in someone's life. Whether it's your partner, your children, your friends, or even your pet, everyone needs to hear that they are loved and appreciated. It's something we can never hear enough, and it's something we can always give more of. For example, I make it a point to tell my dog, Sophie, that I love her every single day. Now, I know she may not understand the words, but I'm certain she can feel the love in the tone of my voice and the way I care for her. It might seem silly to some, but it's a reminder to myself that love is meant to be expressed. And it's the same with the people around us. Don't wait until it's too late to show your love. If you love someone, tell them, show them. Don't just assume they know. Sometimes, we take for granted the people we are closest to. We think they already know how much we care. But expressing our love keeps relationships strong, healthy, and vibrant. It helps prevent misunderstandings and ensures that people don't feel taken for granted. In relationships, whether romantic or familial, we all want to feel seen, heard, and valued. Telling someone you love them is a simple, yet powerful way to do that. And let's not forget, it's not just about the words. It's about the actions that back them up. Show your love through kind gestures, small acts of service, and thoughtful gifts. A simple hug, a phone call, or even a note can have a lasting impact. The little things really do count. As we get older, the people around us are even more important. They are the ones who make life meaningful. So, don't take them for granted. Let them know that you love them today, tomorrow, and every day. It's never too late to share your heart, and you'll find that doing so enriches your relationships in ways you never imagined. Third, let go of anger and resentment. As we go through life, it's natural to experience hurt, disappointment, and even betrayal. But holding on to anger and resentment can be incredibly damaging, not just to others, but to ourselves as well. I've seen this firsthand with my husband, who has struggled to let go of a grudge against a business partner from many years ago. Even though the incident happened decades ago, he still holds on to those feelings of bitterness and anger. And as much as I try to encourage him to let go, I see how it continues to eat away at him emotionally. Holding on to negative feelings like anger or resentment doesn't just affect our mental well-being. It can have a real impact on our physical health too. Studies show that prolonged anger and stress can contribute to a variety of health issues, including high blood pressure, heart disease, and even a weakened immune system. It's like carrying around a heavy weight that you don't even realize is affecting your body until it starts taking its toll. I understand how hard it can be to forgive someone, especially when they've hurt you deeply. But the truth is, forgiving isn't about letting the other person off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional chains that hold you back. When we hold on to anger, we're giving that person power over us. We're letting them dictate how we feel, even though they may not even be aware of the pain they caused. Forgiveness is not easy, but it's essential for peace of mind and emotional freedom. It's about choosing to release the negative energy that can trap us in a cycle of resentment. When we choose forgiveness, we reclaim our power and let go of the past, allowing ourselves to move forward with a lighter heart. In my own life, I've learned that holding on to resentment only robs me of the energy I need to focus on the positive things in life. I've had to work hard to let go of old hurts. And though it's not always easy, the relief that comes with releasing that anger is incredibly freeing. And it's not just about forgiving others, it's also about forgiving ourselves. We all make mistakes, and we need to allow ourselves the grace to move past them. So, if you find yourself holding on to resentment or anger towards someone or something, I encourage you to take a step back and ask yourself, is this worth carrying around? Most of the time, The answer is no. You deserve peace, happiness, and the freedom to live your life without the burden of negative emotions weighing you down. Remember, forgiveness doesn't mean you condone what happened. It simply means that you're choosing to let go and move forward. And trust me, it will make your life so much lighter and more joyful. Fourth, don't keep regrets. Regret is a heavy burden that many of us carry around. Whether it's a decision we made in the past, an opportunity we didn't take, or a path we didn't follow, regret can often creep into our thoughts and weigh us down. However, living in a state of regret can prevent us from moving forward and embracing the future. It's important to understand that regret is part of life, but it doesn't have to define us or hold us back from living fully in the present. We've all made decisions that we later wish we could change. I've certainly had my moments where I look back and think, what if I had done things differently? One regret that comes to mind is when I turned down an opportunity early in my career. A chance to be managed by someone who had great faith in my potential. At the time, I was scared and unsure of myself. I questioned whether I was good enough, and ultimately, I passed on the offer. Looking back, I sometimes wonder what my life would have been like if I had taken that step. But I've learned that regret is a natural part of life, and the key is to not let it consume you. We can't change the past, and while we may have regrets, it's important to remember that those experiences have shaped who we are today. Sometimes, the things we regret lead us to where we are meant to be. I can look back at that decision now and see how it ultimately guided me to where I am today, living a fulfilling life with a wonderful family and career. If I had made different choices, I might not have the life I have now, and that's something I'm truly grateful for. Letting go of regret doesn't mean forgetting the past. It means accepting it and learning from it. Each experience, whether good or bad, teaches us something valuable. Instead of dwelling on what could have been, we should focus on what we can do now to make the most of the present. Regret doesn't change anything, but learning from our experiences can help us grow and make better choices in the future. One of the most freeing things you can do is to stop looking back and start looking forward. When you stop holding on to past mistakes, you create space for new opportunities and experiences. Life is always moving forward, and so should you. If you've made a mistake or missed an opportunity, don't waste time regretting it. Instead, focus on what you can do now to create the life you want moving forward. Regret can hold us back, but it doesn't have to. Let it go and embrace the life you have now. Learn from the past, but don't live in it. The future is full of endless possibilities, and you deserve to live a life without the weight of regret. Fifth, don't get stuck where you are. It's easy to get comfortable with where we are in life, especially when we've experienced a lot of ups and downs. Sometimes, the fear of change or the uncertainty of the future can keep us from moving forward. We find ourselves stuck in a situation, a job, or even a relationship that no longer serves us. But we hold on because it feels familiar or safer than stepping into the unknown. But here's the truth: wherever you are today, it doesn't have to be where you stay forever. We've all been there at some point, feeling stuck, wondering if we're ever going to move forward. Whether it's a job that no longer brings us joy, a relationship that's lost its spark, or a place in life where we feel unfulfilled, we sometimes feel trapped. And it's natural to feel that way, especially when things aren't going as planned. But getting stuck in that mindset can prevent us from growing and experiencing the life we truly want. One of the most important things to remember is that you are not defined by your current circumstances. Just because you're in a particular situation today doesn't mean you'll be there forever. Life is always changing, and the key to moving forward is recognizing that change is possible and that you have the power to make it happen. If you're not happy with where you are, don't let yourself stay stuck. Take action, no matter how small, to make a change. For example, if you're unhappy with your career, start by exploring new opportunities, whether it's taking a class, networking with others in your field, or even considering a career change. If you're in a relationship that no longer brings you happiness, it might be time to reevaluate your situation and make decisions that are in your best interest. Don't let fear of the unknown hold you back. The future holds endless possibilities, but they can't be realized if you stay in the same place, unwilling to take that first step. It's also important to recognize that getting unstuck isn't always about making a big, dramatic change. Sometimes, it's the small shifts in perspective or minor actions that can help us move forward. It might be as simple as setting a new goal, trying something new, or taking up a hobby that excites you. Change doesn't have to be overwhelming. It can happen in small, manageable steps. And remember, it's okay to seek help along the way. If you're feeling overwhelmed or unsure, talk to someone you trust, a friend, a mentor, or even a therapist. Sometimes, having an outside perspective can help you see things more clearly and find a path forward that you hadn't considered before. No matter where you are in life, it's important to know that you have the ability to change your situation. Don't get stuck in the past or in a place that doesn't serve you. The future is waiting, and the power to change is in your hands. Sixth, don't stop educating yourself. One of the most valuable things you can do in life is to never stop learning. The idea of educating yourself doesn't necessarily mean heading back to a classroom or enrolling in a formal degree program. It means cultivating a mindset that's always open to growth and knowledge, no matter where you are in life. Life doesn't stop teaching us. So why should we stop learning? The world around us is constantly evolving, and we should keep pace with it. There's always something new to discover, whether it's a skill you've always wanted to master, a subject you've been curious about, or even a new technology that's changing the way we live. The beauty of today's world is that there are endless opportunities to expand your knowledge, many of them free or low cost. You can learn anything you set your mind to through online courses, books, podcasts, or even community workshops. I often find myself diving into new subjects, and just last week, I watched a documentary on the history of St. Augustine, Florida. I've lived in the area for many years, but I didn't know much about its fascinating history. The documentary opened my eyes to the city's rich past and how it has evolved over the centuries. That is the power of education. It can bring new meaning to things you thought you already knew. It keeps our minds sharp and our curiosity alive, and helps us better understand the world we live in. Learning doesn't just have to be about academic subjects either. It could be about picking up a new hobby, learning how to cook a new dish, or even taking a few moments to explore different cultures and traditions. Every piece of knowledge you gain can help you expand your horizons and make life richer. Moreover, there's something incredibly fulfilling about the process of learning. It keeps us mentally engaged and gives us a sense of purpose and achievement. But don't stop at just consuming information. The true value of learning comes from applying what you've learned. Once you pick up a new skill or gain new knowledge, see how you can incorporate it into your daily life. Whether it's a creative project, a new fitness routine, or a new way of thinking about a challenge in your life, integrating learning into your lifestyle can bring about amazing transformations. Additionally, when you continue to learn, you set an example for those around you. By making learning a lifelong commitment, you inspire others, particularly younger generations, to do the same. You show them that age is just a number when it comes to expanding your knowledge and pursuing your passions. It sends a powerful message that learning is a journey, not a destination. So, I encourage you to keep educating yourself, whether it's reading a new book, exploring a new hobby, or simply staying curious about the world around you. The act of learning has the potential to open up new doors, spark creativity, and make life much more enjoyable. Plus, it's a way to keep your mind active, healthy, and continuously growing. The possibilities are endless, and they're waiting for you to explore. Seventh, don't lose your individuality as we go through life. It's easy to get swept up in what others expect of us or how society defines success. We might start to feel like we need to fit into certain molds, especially as we age and become more aware of how others perceive us. But one of the most important things we can do is to embrace our individuality. You are unique, and that uniqueness is something to be celebrated. There's a tendency, especially as we get older, to start comparing ourselves to others. We see the younger generations or people around us doing things we might feel are outside our reach or not in line with what we've done in our lives. But what we forget is that no one else has walked the same path we have. We all have our own stories, experiences, and strengths that make us who we are. Embracing that individuality is key to living a fulfilled and happy life. We all have flaws and imperfections, and that's perfectly okay. Perfection doesn't exist, and striving for it often leads to disappointment. What matters most is being true to yourself and accepting who you are, exactly as you are. No one else has your perspective, your history, or your specific talents, and the world needs you just as you are. When you embrace your individuality, you stop trying to conform to other people's expectations and start living for yourself. This is where real happiness lies. It's also important to realize that when we lose our individuality, we lose a part of ourselves. We stop being the person we were meant to be. We start to mold ourselves into what we think others want or what we think we should be. This not only affects our self-esteem, but it also prevents us from truly connecting with others. People are drawn to authenticity, and when you embrace who you truly are, you attract people who appreciate you for your uniqueness. In my own life, I've learned the importance of not losing myself. There have been times when I've felt the pressure to fit in, to do what others were doing, or to live up to certain expectations. But over time, I realized that the moments where I felt the most fulfilled and happy were the times when I was just being myself, when I wasn't trying to impress anyone or live according to someone else's standards. Those are the moments that truly matter. As we get older, it becomes even more crucial to hold on to our individuality. It's easy to start blending in, or to feel like you've already done enough and can just take a back seat. But your voice, your story, and your experiences still matter. there is so much power in living authentically. So, don't ever feel like you have to hide who you are or change to meet someone else's expectations. Embrace your quirks, your passions, and your journey. You are enough just as you are. Your individuality is a gift to the world, and it's something no one else can replicate. So go ahead, be unapologetically yourself. You deserve to live a life that feels true to who you are. There's no one else like you, and that's something truly special. Eighth, don't expect your children to repay you. As parents, we dedicate so much of our lives to raising our children. We sacrifice time, resources, and energy to give them the best start in life, and naturally, we hope they'll grow up to be responsible, loving, and kind adults. However, there's one important lesson I've learned over the years. Never expect your children to repay you for everything you've done for them. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that after all the care, love, and sacrifices we've made, our children will somehow owe us or feel compelled to give back. Whether it's in the form of money, time, or even gratitude, the idea of expecting something in return can create unnecessary pressure on both you and your children. The truth is, they are not obligated to repay you for your love or sacrifices. They have their own lives to lead, and the best thing you can do is to let go of these expectations. When we raise our children, it's out of love, not with the idea that they will one day pay us back. The unconditional love we give them should be the only thing that matters. It's important to remember that our children will have their own paths to follow, and their journey is not about fulfilling our expectations or repayment of any kind. They have their own dreams, goals, and responsibilities that they need to focus on, just as we did when we were their age. This doesn't mean that children shouldn't appreciate what their parents have done for them. I truly believe in the value of showing gratitude and respect, and I hope that my children will carry that forward. But expecting them to repay us can lead to unnecessary resentment and guilt. We don't want them to feel burdened by our sacrifices, and we certainly don't want to make them feel like they owe us anything in return. It's important to give love freely without the expectation of getting something back. When we release the pressure of expecting repayment, we allow our children to live freely without guilt or the weight of obligation. In turn, this creates healthier, more open relationships based on love and mutual respect. Children who feel supported without strings attached are more likely to grow into independent, responsible adults who genuinely care for their parents and want to give back. Naturally, not out of obligation, the best gift we can give our children is to let them live their lives without the pressure of having to repay us for everything we've done. Their love, care, and appreciation are the true rewards of parenthood. When we let go of these expectations, we open the door for them to love us in their own way and, in return, create a relationship based on understanding, respect, and genuine connection. So, let go of the notion that your children owe you something. Instead, focus on loving them unconditionally and supporting them as they navigate their own lives. The rewards of being a parent are found in the joy of seeing them grow, thrive, and become the individuals they are meant to be. Ninth, don't hold on to bitter feelings. As we go through life, we inevitably experience moments of hurt, disappointment, and sometimes even betrayal. It's part of the human experience, and it's not always easy to navigate. However, one of the most damaging things we can do to ourselves is to hold on to bitter feelings and grudges. While it might feel justified to hang on to these emotions, in the long run, they only serve to harm us, preventing us from living a peaceful, happy life. I've witnessed this firsthand with my husband, who has struggled with letting go of a bitter experience from his past. Years ago, he was wronged by a business partner, and to this day, he continues to harbor feelings of anger and resentment toward this person. Despite the passage of time, he can't seem to forgive, and it continues to affect his mental and emotional well-being. Even when I try to encourage him to release this burden, he holds on tight, not realizing that this grudge is eating away at him. Holding on to bitterness isn't just emotionally draining. It can have physical consequences too. Studies show that long-term bitterness and resentment can lead to stress, which negatively impacts our health. Prolonged stress has been linked to a host of health issues, including high blood pressure, heart disease, and weakened immune function. So, by holding on to negative feelings, you're not only harming your peace of mind, but your physical well-being too. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you're excusing the wrong that was done to you. It doesn't mean that the person who hurt you is off the hook. What forgiveness does is free you from the burden of those negative emotions, allowing you to move forward with peace in your heart. It's about choosing to release the power that the hurtful person or experience holds over you. I know how challenging it can be to forgive, especially when the pain feels fresh. But holding on to resentment only keeps us stuck in the past. It prevents us from moving forward and experiencing the joy that life has to offer. Letting go of bitterness, on the other hand, opens up space for new, positive emotions to flourish. It allows us to heal and focus our energy on the things that truly matter. One of the best ways to let go of bitter feelings is to focus on the positive aspects of life. No matter how small they may seem, gratitude is a powerful tool that can shift your mindset and help you release negativity. By recognizing the good things in your life, you begin to replace the bitterness with appreciation for what you have. You may also want to talk about your feelings with a trusted friend, therapist, or counselor. Sometimes, just voicing your pain can be the first step toward healing. The key to living a fulfilled life is not allowing negative emotions to rule your life. Holding on to bitter feelings robs you of your happiness and peace. Release those grudges, forgive when you can, and make space for the things that truly matter: love, joy, and growth. 10th, don't wish your life away. It's so easy to get caught up in the what ifs and when I finally thoughts, especially as we get older. We might spend our days wishing for a different life, dreaming of the days when we were younger, or hoping that things would change in the future. But here's a valuable piece of advice: don't wish your life away. Time is one of the most precious things we have, and by constantly wishing for something different, we miss the opportunity to fully enjoy the present moment. We all have dreams and goals, and there's nothing wrong with working towards a better future. However, it's essential not to get so focused on the future that we forget to live in the present. Many people, especially as they get older, start to wish for the days when they were more energetic, more adventurous, or had more time to accomplish things. But here's the truth: no matter how much you wish for the past or the future, you can never change it. The only time you truly have is now. Instead of wishing for things you don't have or focusing on what could have been, focus on what you can do today. I know, it's easier said than done, but each day is a new opportunity to make the most of what you have. If you find yourself wishing for more money, more time, or a different lifestyle, stop for a moment and ask yourself, what can I do with what I have right now? It could be as simple as taking a walk in nature, spending time with loved ones, or indulging in a hobby you love. Wishing your life away also often comes from a place of comparison. We look at others and think, I wish I had their life, or I wish I could travel like them, or if only I had made different choices. This kind of thinking can prevent us from appreciating the life we are living. The truth is, everyone has their own journey, and comparing your life to someone else's only steals your joy. Your life is unique, and it's important to recognize and appreciate the beauty in your own experiences. At any stage of life, we have the power to make meaningful changes, even if they seem small. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment in the future to live your best life. It's about making the most of the here and now. Enjoy the small moments and savor the things that bring you joy. Life is short, and we never know how much time we have. So don't waste it wishing for something different. One way to combat the habit of wishing your life away is by practicing mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment, enjoy the little things, and focus on the positive aspects of your life. Gratitude also plays a big role in this. The more you appreciate what you have right now, the less you'll focus on what you don't have or what you wish for. In the end, the key to a happier, more fulfilling life is embracing the present. Don't spend your days longing for what's not here. Instead, make the most of what you have. Be grateful for the life you're living, and remember that each day is a gift. Tomorrow may hold new possibilities, but today is where the magic happens. So there you have it, 10 important life lessons to help you live a more fulfilled and joyful life. Life is a precious gift, and we all have the ability to make the most of it, no matter our age. By avoiding these common mistakes and embracing these tips, we can live with more intention, love, and peace. Remember, it's never too late to start making changes. Whether it's learning something new, letting go of anger, or simply appreciating the present moment, each day offers us a new opportunity. It's about being mindful of how we spend our time, who we spend it with, and how we show up for ourselves and others. Life is a journey, and we have the power to make it the best one possible. At the end of the day, life isn't about perfection. It's about progress. We're all just doing our best, learning as we go, and trying to live with kindness, love, and gratitude. So, take a deep breath, let go of any regrets or bitterness, and embrace the life you're living right now. I hope these 10 tips resonate with you, and that you can incorporate them into your own life. I would love to hear your thoughts and any additional lessons you might have to share. Drop a comment below and let me know. Your feedback means the world to me, and it's always great to learn from one another. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel inspired to live fully and enjoy every moment. Until next time, remember, take care of yourself, share your love, and never stop growing. You deserve a wonderful life at any stage, and I'm so grateful to be a part of your journey.